Kia ora, everybody. So this is the current potato setup. I've been waiting to get a better camera since the session Hero 4 there has actually been done. And also I've been in the mood to do Lego. Today's been a hell of a day. So we are going to start making these guys. The Sembo flower collection. This is a daffodil. I'm just going to start making these, tossing the ribbon to Maui, so he's got something to play with. And just start raving on about stuff, pretty much as my want. Today I hired a commie chef, which means someone who's beginning their career in a kitchen. He's being trained up to get a certificate 4 in commercial cooking. Sorry, where is the headphones? From memory, these flowers take me about 15 minutes to do, and I've got 5 of them to do, so we're just going to plow through them. And that looks like the daffodil instructions. So I'm just going to rearrange my workspace so I can get in here. So he's starting off as a commie chef, starting the beginning of his career, and he's from Papua New Guinea. As it's called now by the invaders, and he's been in Australia doing work experience as part of his certificate 4. Oh, and I forgot to mention what certificate 4 is because I'm a jerk. Okay, so certificate 4 is the qualification, the formal qualification I have, which is the educational equivalent of a master's degree. It is a 4-year continuous program. So if you're all thinking, well, it doesn't sound too hard. A certificate 3 is the equivalent of a bachelor's degree. So the next step up is what he's going for, which is basically a master's degree. This is not an easy thing to get for someone that is coming from outside. It is both ridiculously expensive, and there's no guarantee that he would get a job out of it. I think I need the small ones, don't I? Anyway, so flash forward to the point of this story. He's been doing work experience. He's been working unpaid for the better part of 5 years, trying to get sponsorship for someone to hire him full-time as a commie chef and help sign off his paperwork so that he can get his piece of paper. Now, that piece of paper will make he'll be eligible for permanent residency in Australia with that piece of paper. Becoming a chef for him is it's not just a job. This is him being able to move to Australia. This is, by the standards of where he comes from, an indescribably well-paid job. And it's going to allow him opportunities that he would not otherwise have. And he's actually really good. And I'm actually beside myself with anger about this because, the guy is good. I've been a chef for longer than I want to remember, which, to be brutally honest, is about a week. I've been doing this job on and off since I was a teenager. I have, at this point, 17 years of continuous, uninterrupted, whatever you want to call it, service, work history in this industry. And I am deep into my 3rd decade of this nonsense. And he's good. He doesn't have a massive number of skills because the type of jobs that he would have been given are things like peeling carrots, peeling potatoes, all that shit, all that drudge work that nobody wants to do. He's been doing that unpaid for years, just trying to get an opportunity. And today, I didn't give him anything. There's a thing that makes me so angry about this. I didn't give this guy shit. And he has an opportunity. Once again, I didn't give this to him. This is not some sort of benevolent gift thing. The guy's good. He has, for how far he is through his course, like he's into his 3rd year, he has good knowledge. He has good practical skills. More importantly, and this is something that a lot of people are going to find funny, he knows how to stay calm under pressure. Like, you cannot imagine the nightmare hell that a kitchen is during service. I mean, like, y'all seen kitchen nightmares, and you'll like to think you got an idea, but you don't. Like, just... He didn't just stay calm during service, which is kind of that's my shibboleth. I don't want to work with chefs that are going to get angry and yell and carry on like an egg during service. That's just my personal little dream. So he wasn't just calm during service. He was calm the entire day. He literally spent his entire day trying to impress me, and I'm like, dude, you showed up. That's... I don't want to be an asshole, but that's kind of where we are at. That's where we are hiring in Australia right now with chefs. He showed up. He did the job. Job's his. He's just got to take it. So I don't want in any way, shape or form to come across as some sort of benevolent anything handing down. No, this guy's good. He has earned this right. He has 100% crossed. He's met any threshold that you want to say that somebody has to meet to be worth having a working visa into a country. He's done it. He's achieved that. He's met whatever ridiculous threshold you want. And the job I offered him, no stretch of the imagination, it's not a high-paying job. It's commie chef in Brisbane. At the moment, that pays $55,000 a year. That's lower middle class income in Australia. If you're thinking, holy crap, but isn't inflation destroying that? It's like, yes. Yes, it is. He's not once again, he's not going to be earning a huge amount of money. He's not going to be buying shares in... well, anything really. Yeah, this job does not set you up for life. He's going to have to work hard for everything he is going to have. But it 100% doesn't faze the guy. He's just wanted this opportunity. And it kind of makes me angry that he's being denied this by other chefs that have taken him on and literally used him and then discarded him as a work experience dude. Because a lot of chefs in Australia have never actually been an immigrant. They've never done the Kipling-esque, Ryalian-esque. So I quoted a lot of Rudyard Kipling because I read a lot of Rudyard Kipling, and I think he's a dickhead for what it's worth. But I have read a lot of Rudyard Kipling, so I quote a lot of it. And he, in one of his poems, says that if you can stake everything on a single roll of the dice and walk away and never breathe a word of your loss, you will be a man. Personally, that's a bunch of hokey bullshit. I think you're a soulless monster if you can do that. Like, there is nothing wrong with decrying having lost. I would question your humanity if you could lose and not hurt. And if you want to deny that you've ever been hurt by loss, well, you just make me nervous. Like people that keep sitting there and saying, well, all we need to do is send more guns and ammunition into the Ukraine. That'll show the Russians. Like, it won't. The problem Russia has at the moment are all short-term logistic problems that are being solved. You want to solve the supply problems for Ukraine, all you're going to do is make the Russians kick up to a war economy. Like, I don't think they made a particularly big tactical mistake going in. I don't think Putin really is surprised at how slow going it is. Because they're not there. He doesn't have to win a popularity contest. He doesn't have to win anything. Anyway, this is neither here nor there. Don't want to waste any more brain power on the Ukraine situation. Smarter people than me paid an awful lot of money. Oopsie, to worry about these problems, and they can earn their money instead of me worrying about it. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so this guy, like all immigrants, like I did, he's staking everything on this roll of the dice. Years of his life, thousands of dollars, all riding on him getting a chance. I don't know if he's going to succeed. I don't know if he is likely to, if he has it in him to succeed. It's not up to me. There's a great saying about I can make him deadly, but I can't make him win. You can't predict the future. I don't know if Australia in 5 years is going to be a place that is particularly welcoming to immigrants. What I do know is that 100% he now has a shot. And it kind of aggravates and upsets me that he's done so much, so right. And it's not even that it falls to me. It's that this industry is so toxic and full of so many mean-spirited little assholes that this is the first time he has been given an honest shot. And like, at the end of the day, like, if we want to tell all these great stories about America being the land of opportunity, or Australia being the land of opportunity, or this place is the land of opportunity, or like, if you want to tell these fucking stories, all these fantasies about places being, you know, the land of opportunity, there comes a point where you gotta shut up, or you put up or shut up. And I think that's all I've done. That's all I feel that I've done. I've literally just let this guy have his shot. Let him do it. Let him try. For what it's worth, I hope he succeeds. I 100%, I want this guy to succeed. He deserves to succeed. Because, like I said, years of his life. Like, it has to pay off at some point. Like, for the whole system to not be some bullshit lie, it has to pay off. And so that's what I'm going to do for this guy. I'm going to see if I can see what I can do to help him get his permanent residency. I am going to move whatever mountains I can, because he's already had to move mountains. He staked it all on that one treacherous roll of the dice that you never know. Like, I know a lot of people, you talk about stacking the odds in your favor, and if you want something enough, you'll get it. That's not true. It's a lie. Like, if wanting something enough was all it took to succeed, I would still be married. Like, wanting is not enough. You have to have opportunity. You have to be supported in those opportunities. And this is what people who've never been immigrants, who've never staked anything on one treacherous roll of the dice, don't understand. And I think it's because it makes, for the most part, so much of what we want to believe about ourselves, believe about the nations that we live in, a lie. Like, to be brutally honest, we will now be making one of these. Lily of the Valley. Da, 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 da. You know, like, America's not a shock of horror to absolutely nobody that's paid attention. America is not a land of opportunity. America is not a place that you can go and hang your sign up and achieve if you just work hard enough. It's a fucking lie. It's not even a good lie. It's not even a beautiful lie. But the important thing to remember is that it's a lie. It is a filthy, treacherous, worthless lie. If you go to America as an immigrant, you will not succeed. At best, you will carve out a very small working class niche. And I'm proudly working class. I've got no problem with working class. But this great lie that persists today in American liberal circles about if you just work hard enough, you too can achieve. It's bullshit. It's a wretched lie. And it's the worst kind of lie because they believe it. And that, to me, is the bit that is truly sickening. Like, I don't care if you want to believe the lies that your nation tells. Like, I get it. I had my heart broken by the great myth of Australian soldiers that don't commit war crimes, which historically isn't even true. I'll never forget how upset I was the day I learnt about... dare I say their name? The Devil's Own Light Horse. 13th Light Horse exists in theory only. All the other Light Horse units in Australia continue to exist, or theoretically continue to exist, as reserve units. The 13th doesn't, because they were involved in the execution of around 500 prisoners. And if you're thinking, I'm an Australian and I didn't learn that in history class, the answer to that is, I know. You should ask yourself why. Or rather, ask, not me. Thank you, Maui. I definitely needed your butt in my face. My day is now complete. Thank you, sir. Oh, so I'm making 2 of those little dudes. Okay, so that one's meant to be up there. There we go. It's definitely building Lego with Tia Tangaroa, because we have made a mistake and are going backwards already. So I lulled you all into a false sense of security with the other one. You're like, hey, we made one whole kit without making a mistake. Yep, that's how I get you. Anyway, so I mainly just want to talk, get out, helping this guy out of my head so I can go to work tomorrow and do my job and lead the kitchen. It's just the things you hear from other people working in other kitchens. I end up breaking your heart. Like, this will come at a great shock to many people that know me. But in charge of my own kitchen, I'm an extremely calm individual. I am the man. And this is the first kitchen he's worked in which the chef didn't flip out because he made a mistake. Like, if I got upset and angry at you, would that make you fix the mistake faster? Or would you start making more mistakes? He's like, I'd probably make more mistakes. I'm like, so how does it help the team? And okay, so there's 2 people in the brigade. Like, I don't make it seem like there's some sort of, this is a brigade of thousands. It's me, it's functionally me and him. Yeah. But my point still remains that if I get upset and lose my mind at him, how does that help anything? Ah, so we're making 2 of these. That makes more sense now. How does it help anything? Like, if I get angry and upset at this guy who is working for me, he's going to shut down. He's not going to learn. I've said this before. Like, I'm going to keep saying it again and again. It's leadership. Yeah, think it over. How to lead a kitchen. How to wage a war. How to complain. All these skills and more are mine to teach you. Anyway, the most important thing about learning is to remember that you have the sacred right to complain. Anyone who wishes to take your right to complain away is a cop. And don't trust cops, kids. Anyway, what have I done there? No, I've done that the wrong way, haven't I? Of course. There we go, kids. The second one was also a mistake. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I honestly believe that as a leader, and to be a leader, and to call yourself a leader, you have to accept that any failures of your team to follow your guidance is yours. Like, the leader has to accept the failures of the team they lead as their failures. You know, your team didn't fail to succeed because of their own individual issues. You failed to articulate I hate this pseudo soft language stuff for the record, so please understand that this is making me gag. So if you're like, oh, I feel like I'm going to be sick, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on this. It is a failure of the leader to articulate an appropriate path to victory. Yeah, I know, right? That is making you want to throw up in your own mouth. But I honestly think it's true. If someone doesn't plate up a steak because I haven't told them how, it's not their fault. You know, if someone doesn't follow a recipe or a technique because I didn't give it to them, that's not their fault. And while these seem like really elementary things to be banging on about, I think in a big part of the world, these are revolutionary ideas that will get you burnt at the stake. Because a lot of people, nobody thinks about leadership. Well, okay, rephrase, reacquire before we, get the mob up in arms. The people that think about leadership are exactly the people that people don't think about leadership. A way to articulate that beautifully, though, that's a solid point to make. And what I mean by that is, as much as people want to sit there and decry the military for not providing leadership and promoting absolute wankers, etc., and I'm not going to stop you from saying that. However, they have spent an awful long time and an awful lot of your money, my money, their money, because soldiers also pay taxes. They have spent an awful lot of time asking themselves the question. Now, asking yourself questions is a really important thing to do. As long as you don't stop. It's important to ask questions. It is important to follow up and find out why you got the answer you got. You just can't stop. And in my opinion, a lot of military leadership, quite rightly, justifiably fails because there is a failure to continue to question current methodology. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, and that's a rant for another day. But in a more practical sense, people who lead teams, supervisors, team leaders, assistant managers, people who have a group of other people that they are responsible to. And I consider it, this is what sets me apart from most Western thinkers, I don't see leadership as me having power over other people. To me, having a chef that answers to me and a dishwasher, I should actually say at the moment, my entire brigade is Austronesian. I'm running an all Austronesian kitchen. We are all islanders and we kick ass and take names. And as far as I know, this is the only all islander kitchen team in Brisbane. And I'm going to go out there and say this is the only all-islander kitchen team in the goddamn world. My dishwasher is Filipino. She's amazing. She works 10 times harder than anybody else on the planet. And she's damn good at her job. Like, she doesn't have a lot of experience with the equipment we've got. First day she rocked up, I said, you've washed dishes before? She said, yeah, the Philippines. I've washed dishes in a dozen restaurants. I'm like, okay, cool. She started washing everything by hand. She filled up 3 sinks with blisteringly hot water and proceeded to wash the dishes for the kitchen by hand. I need you to understand how impressive that is. That she thought the job that she accepted and was going to do was her having to wash by hand 200 goddamn plates. And she just got in there and did it like a goddamn trooper. And to me, that's damn impressive. I want to see anyone else on earth walk into a commercial kitchen and go, I'm here to do dishes. Where are they? Where's the sink? Where's me scourer? And just ignore the dish machine and plow on like an absolute maniac. That's hardcore. Like, honestly, I'm probably going to have to make this an 18 plus video because that shit is just so hardcore. And yeah, that's what she thought the job was. Like, she walked into a pub in Australia to be a dishwasher and thought the job that she had signed up for was to hand wash the dishes for 200 people every night. And she was still like, yep, I'll do it. Like, so, and that was her first night. And she got royally shat on by a staff member that is no longer part of the team because I don't tolerate a lot of stuff because I'm a bad person. And yeah, and she still came back. Like, I want you to I've never met anyone else with so much goddamn gumption. No other people on earth would take a hard kicking from someone who is a complete POS and then get told, can you come in next week? And go, yeah, I'm coming in next week. Like, it, once again, hardcore. Like, you know, Coffin Nail's dream of being as hard as she is. And she's like, and beyond this, she's also just damn good. Like, it's not a hard job, but it's an important job. Like, it's the most important job in the goddamn kitchens. Like, if you go to a restaurant, I can't as a chef ask you to, hey mate, I just want to come up to the pass. I've got your meal ready. I don't have any plates, so I need you to put your hands out, yeah? I'm going to give you the chips and salad. And you're just gonna put it in your hand. Yeah, sound good? Yeah, good? Yeah, sounds good to me. Like, I can't do that. Like, I mean, it'd be amazing if I could. I would love to be living that life where, you know, just like, hey, come up here, give me your hands, big guy. Here's your steak. Yep, well done. It's hot. It just came off the grill. That's probably sitting at about 80 degrees. And here's your gravy. I'll just pour that over the top. Cup your hands, mate. You're spilling it all over the pot. Bloody hell, mate. What are you upset about? You wanted a bloody steak. Here's your bloody steak. Like, that'd be amazing. I would love to live in that world. That world would be so much fun for me. Just forcing people to put their hands out so I can hand them a burning hot steak. There we go. Off you go, little guy. Oh, sorry, come back here. Forgot the balsamic dressing. There we go. Can't not dress the salad, mate. There you go, you little digger. Like, that'd be cool. I'd love that job. Man, I'd love that to be an animated series where the chefs get to do shit like that. Like, that'd be so much fun. More importantly, I reckon all you normals would watch it as well and be like, this is actually pretty funny. Like, imagine just being able to get away with this ridiculous stuff. Like, that'd be awesome. If you like Chefs of the Apocalypse or something. Like, you know, where the last people on Earth are the people that end up controlling the post-apocalyptic wasteland are chefs because they're the only ones that know how to make birthday cake from scratch. Like, 100%. That was a joking idea that I mentioned to my ex years ago that I thought would make an absolutely amazing cartoon series. Literally Chefs of the Apocalypse, just bands of dressed up, like, you know, Mad Max style fetish wearing people. who are actually just led by a chef, and it's like, why do you follow him? You don't understand. Our leader, he's a chocolatier. Oh, so you're telling me that yes, we have coverture. He makes Belgian truffles on Tuesdays. So we must burn down your entire village so we can have brilliance. Like that'd be awesome. And you know that's how the goddamn apocalypse will freaking turn out. It's not gonna be all these weirdos with baseball bats wrapped in freaking barbed wire leading Jack and shit. It's gonna be some heavily tattooed chef going, yeah, look mate, this is how it's gonna be. I need half a side of beef, 25 kilos of flour, butter, sugar, and you're going to give it to me. Because if you don't, little Timmy's not going to have a birthday party. And if little Timmy doesn't have a birthday party, Itchius Scrotius Maximus over there, he's going to burn down your whole fucking village. Because little Timmy been waiting for his birthday all year. He's been talking about it for months. You're not going to upset little Timmy. So how about you give me my crew what the fuck we want, and we will happily be on our way. But if I give you what you want, Lily of the Valley. If I give you what you want, can I come to the party? If you can make it a whole carcass of beef, you may come to the party. But you got to give Timmy a gift. Chat to his mum. We're not going to double up on his gifts. That happened last year. He was very upset about getting 2 red Power Rangers and no pink Power Ranger. It's not going to fucking happen again. Not on my watch. Not while I'm leading this group. I think that'd be an amazing storyline. And this is what I talk about, as I've talked about before. This is why I think Islanders tell the best stories. We tell ridiculous, stupid, weird stories filled with strangeness. Yes, Maui. And I think they're much better than any of the boring, mundane, rundown crap that other people want to pass off as stories. So, we're going to be invaded by Maui now. Hey, Tay Maui, say hi. Stick your butt in my face. There we go. So, now we are making jasmine. Anyway, it's still recording. Let's have a panic moment there. I'm like, oh god, does it stop recording? I've only knocked it over 14 times. Why would it stop recording? Just because I knocked it over. Hey, buddy. Yes. And now we get the ribbon, which no doubt I will be cleaning out of his litter box tomorrow morning. Once again, sorry people that listen wearing headphones. Anywhere. Ooh, this one looks complicated. Okay, so we need 2 of these, 2 of these doobly-doos. First time tight, second time alright. Anyway, back to my main point. We're an entire crew of outsiders and maniacs, and don't want to sit there and I'm not a big fan of quoting Anthony Bourdain's kitchens are filled full of the broken and broken-hearted and people that want to just, people have given up, and this is where they self-actualize. I think that's a piece of shit. Kitchens are like a lot of places on earth. There's a lot of bullies and assholes and wankers. I, however, think that they're great places of redemption. Nobody. I cannot tell you how nasty his butt tastes. If you don't own a cat and wondering why he's sticking his butt in my face, I can't help you with that question. You'll have to ask him, and I don't think he's really in a talkative mood. He might be. He might start chatting later, if I stay up too late and get in trouble off Dad. But for the most part, he keeps his own counsel. Anyway, back to my point about not a big fan of Anthony Bourdain's statement about, kitchens being filled with the broken and the despondent. And I once identified as one of those. But I kind of... That's a very lonely place to put yourself. And you are kind of putting yourself in that place when you sit there and say, I am one of the lonely and the broken and the irredeemable. Now, I'm not saying we all need to have a good redemption story. I'm not a big fan of Western obsession with redemption. But I do happen to think that if you... When you cook for somebody, even if you never know them, you can pour a lot of love and respect and technique into it. And you can judge someone. Like, at the moment, I just work in a pub. Like, it's a difficult job because pubs are very formalised in the Australian psyche. So it's kind of, working in a suburban pub is a bit of a nightmare for a chef because... like working in a French bistro, the type of food that is expected and allowed by the customers, by the clientele, is fairly narrow and fairly ritualized. People want to have a rump steak, which I think is a garbage cut. And if you know anything about steaks, you're sitting there going, why would people pay a chef to cook a rump steak? And at the end of the day, it's because that's what they want from a pub. They want to have a rump steak. They want to have a chicken parmigiana with chips and salad. It's not a real chicken parmigiana. If you've never been to Australia and you've never tried an Australian chicken parmigiana, imagine deep frying a crumbed chicken breast, then covering it in Napoli sauce, ideally out of a can, and ideally with no extra salt. And it has to come out of a can. It has to be the right brand as well, because there's literally only one brand of Napoli sauce that you can use without people complaining. Like, this is really... It really is kind of gutter cooking, but it's also extremely ritualized. And the challenge is every single person who comes in there, like, they know exactly what they want. They know exactly what they're going to get. And they will broker with no divergence. They don't care if you want to get all clever and reinvent the chicken parmigiana. They don't care. They don't want it with fucking refried beans and 3 kinds of cheese. They want... Oh, sorry, I didn't finish off describing it. Okay, so to finish off describing the parmigiana of your nightmares, and if you're a European, I'm profoundly sorry for doing this to you. Well, not really. You fucking invaded most of the world, so you can all go to hell. But you cover it in Napoli sauce. Then you put on a slice of champagne reconstituted ham. If you know what this product is, I'm very sorry for reminding you of the existence of this product. If you don't know what this product is, it's reconstituted ham. It comes round. You either slice it yourself, or if you're super fancy, or you pay somebody else to slice it if you're like everybody else. And then you put a little bit more tomato sauce just to be extra fancy so it doesn't dry out. And then you put it under either an oven or a grill, and you cook it until the cheese is all bubbly. And so you've got to have it needs to have a very heavy Maillard reaction happen on the top to avoid complaints. And people will bitch endlessly about a bad Parmigiana because this food is so culturally ritualized. Like I said, there's nowhere to go. You have to do it this way. If you do it this way, people will buy it. They'll buy it by the ton. If you try to get cute, they just won't buy it. Like, you don't get to get all cute and start using, like, fancy cheeses and shit like that. Not in Australia. You will use mozzarella cheese, and you will like it, chef. And so like I said, it's this strangely ritualized sauce. Like the mushroom sauce that you get in an Australian pub is not a sauce that exists anywhere else in the world. It is, oh man, makes me feel. I'm not even embarrassed about this actually. You know what? Screw it. I'm proud of this. This is 100% Australian culture on a fucking plate. It's kind of amazing that we have such a bizarrely stupid culture, but it's cool. So, your mushroom sauce consists of gravy, cream, and sliced and braised mushrooms. That's it. That's all you're allowed to make your mushroom sauce out of. You want to get like, sexy and you add fucking white wine or something to it? It tastes funny. You just want to tell the chef his mushroom sauce tastes a bit funny. I think it's going off. It's not gone off, mate. I added white wine to it. Oh, okay. It's just a mushroom sauce, mate. You don't have to get fancy. And people, like, I've got an open pass. Like, people will walk up to me while I'm working and go, yeah, your mushroom sauce is fucked, mate. You should throw it out and start again. And I'll stand there and watch to see if you do it. Hey, no, I told you it's fucked. You can't keep serving that shit, mate. Fucking throw it out. Like, and it's absolutely amazing. Like, I think it's amazing. I think it's kind of hilarious. Like, this is, as a chef, I can't even be mad because they're right. They're 100% goddamn right. Nobody wants my fancy interpretation of what a fucking mushroom sauce should taste like. It should be fucking brown gravy, cream, and mushrooms. Like, it's not hard, mate. And that's what they want. And they will. You give people this highly ritualized food, and you will pack them in. Like, since I've taken over, and I'm 100% just like, we're just doing stuff the traditional pub way. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not doing anything fancy. We're just going to give people what they want from a suburban pub. And we are getting day on day busier because when people come to a pub, they want something very specific. Like, you know, it's like going to a Greasy Spoon in America. You don't go to a Greasy Spoon in America because you want some healthy eat. Okay. If you're in the South and you go to a greasy diner, you want some grits, you want crispy bacon, y'all want to have some of that. So how's this working? Wait, what? It's okay. I fucked up again. That's right, kids. Business as usual. You know, you want to have your grits. You want a greasy burger. Yeah. Thank you, Maui. Once again, thank you so much. I desperately need your butt in my face. It's what I live for, to be brutally honest, apparently. Seriously, dude. I've given you sacrificial ribbons. Surely you should leave me be. Uh-oh, he's gone in a very, very serious-looking manner. He's going to get into something now. That's my fault because I encouraged him. So there should be another knee joint, apparently. Aha, there we go. And that knee joint goes there. Anyway, where was I? Complaining about Maui, complaining about customers, complaining in general. Oh, okay, so... And once again, with this highly ritualized food and expectations, it can be quite stressful. Because like I said, you have people come up the pass and go, your food's shit, mate, what are you playing at? And you just, like, once again, you got to take it on the chin. You can't turn around and tell them, it'd be fun if I could turn around and tell them to go fuck themselves. Tragically, I have to pay rent, so I don't get to turn around and tell them to go fuck themselves as much as I would dearly love to tell them to go fuck themselves. I have to take it on the chin because, you know, like I said, people have very strict, ritualized ideas of what they're going to get from a pub. And you can mess with, you know, you can like try to subvert people's expectations and give them something they would never suspect. And you can also crash and burn into the sea. Those two things are going to happen if you try to get cute. people aren't interested. Like, they're not. Because there's this whole subgroup of pubs in Australia that outsiders, I guess, don't really know about. So we have things called gastropubs, which is a pub that you go to get, slightly better quality of food. And there's one of those across the street. It's a brew pub. They brew their own beer. They grind their own burgers. Like, they do the whole hipster thing. So if you want that kind of meal, that's where you'll go. Where's that piece meant to be? Ooh, okay. I think I understand. He doesn't. Okay, so if I put that there. Aha, that's the longer piece that goes there. Sweet. Now I understand. Oh my god, I'm starting to sweat like a sumbitch. Incandescent lights for the win, kids. So I might make this the last one for tonight. I mean, after this, it's kind of repeats anyway. But yeah, so you have to make people, they're highly ritualized food. So they get what they want, which, yeah, fair enough. People are entitled to, people deserve to have what they want. People deserve to have nice things, apparently. Are you bitter or somewhat? Yes. I am extremely bitter. Okay, so that goes there, like that. And where do you want me to stick the other thing? If you're watching this without... Okay, I think I understand now. I probably don't, but I think I do. And as we know, that is the absolute first step on the way to disappointment. Anyway, yeah, I guess the long and short of my story tonight is more a case of, by building a brigade in which I tell my staff all the time, you guys are doing great, I'm really proud of you. Oh, this is a mistake, you've done this wrong. By constantly giving people feedback like this, I've got an extremely happy and loyal team because they know what to expect. It's almost insane. You run around telling people what to expect and what you want them to do, and they turn around and fucking do it. What the hell is this bullshit? But that's my experience. Okay, we made another mistake earlier that we're going to attempt to fix. There we go. Anyway, yeah, I tell people immediately that they've made a mistake. I don't get angry about it. I sit there and say, it's okay, man, it's just a mistake. Because once again, this is another thing that I bang on. When you yell at people for making a mistake, they just make that mistake again. You haven't fundamentally solved the problem. So, and also, as a leader, just going back into this, you have an obligation to the people you lead to lead them. You have to remain in control. You are in control. And so if you flip out like an egg and start screaming and carrying on like a maniac, you're not in control of the workplace, the situation, or yourself. And so you've just failed your entire team. You, not them, you, the person on the spot, has devastatingly failed the people that they're meant to lead. And that, I think, is a big thing that not a lot of people want to admit to. And there we go. This is our Jasmine. So, yeah, that's coming in at 50 minutes. Sorry for only getting 3 done, guys. I was kind of expecting to get more done, but I'm also kind of tired after a 14-hour day today. And I mainly just wanted to blow out the cobwebs of having a guy devastatingly happy for being given an opportunity so that he can advance himself. And it's an opportunity that he should have had a long time ago. I'm kind of upset that he had to wait until he started working for me to get the opportunity to succeed. Like that to me is upsetting. I'm really quite upset that he wasn't given this opportunity sooner. He is good. He's good at this job for the level he's at. Will he be better in 3 months? Yes, because I will teach him. I will train him. He will learn. He will become better. For the point that he stands right now, he's good. It just makes me so angry that the guy clearly has talent and nobody has decided to give him a chance because that's not the way you make money. You know, you don't make money by giving guys a chance. You make money by stringing them along with hope and lying to them about it. You succeed by holding other people down. And it just makes me angry and sad and infuriating. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you a pan over the flowers that I've built thus far so we can kind of see where the Lego majesty is. There we go, guys. That is what we have built. And yeah, so there's a mixture of Lego and these guys. I'm really liking those lotuses. I've got another one to build, which I think is kind of cool. That's these guys for the record. And there's some more daffodils. Anyway, this, I recently closed down my Patreon because it didn't feel right. I haven't, this year has been a terrible year for me, stability-wise. So I feel that I haven't given anybody any value for the pittance they throw at me. So I've closed it down. I'm not sure if I'm going to reopen it. I might. It depends on how I feel. I am going to keep making videos, but I'm going to remove from myself the pressure of Patreon because I found that the pressure of Patreon and the fact that I don't feel that I can commit to a video a month or helping people with cooking, it's kind of driving me wild. It was kind of driving me wild. So I'm going to step back from that pressure, do these things on my own dime. If you have been a Patreon in the past, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys paid for all this Lego crap. You've paid for a lot of the stuff that I've gotten played with, including the jelly bear molds that I've got that I'm going to be making soon. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I want to get made in the next couple of months. I just find myself with the pressure of Patreon. I just find it cripples me. So I've removed that pressure so I can go back to doing this stuff for fun and not because I feel that I have to because I'm being paid to do it, which then shuts down the fun factor for me. I've also left Twitter pretty much permanently at this point because, yeah, shit got wild. Anyway, thank you for bearing with me for this hour-long jaunt into madness, and yeah, thanks guys. I really appreciate you, and I consider you all friends. I know this is not a big community, and this is not even a particularly well-run channel, but thanks for hanging out. I might stream a little bit more this week on Twitch for those that enjoy watching me complain bitterly about games and tell you esoteric and well-known pieces of history. As for the potato can that I currently have, the session is dead. It's being replaced with, Maui, what are you eating? No, what have you got? Oh, okay, you're allowed to eat that. Go for your life. Because he won't swallow the cable tie. Thankfully, he's not a complete idiot. He'll bite it once and ignore it. No, he's going to try and tear my hand off. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Have a ribbon. Yes, ribbons are more fun. Giant cat eating ribbon, close up. Yeah, this is my life. I play with my giant cat. He tries to tear my hand off. I love him, and he tolerates my presence. That's all somebody can do. Extreme close up of giant cat. Yep. Okay, we are not in the mood for playing. We just want to kill ribbon. There we go. Go back. The ribbon's alive. We want to kill it. Yeah. So I'll stream some videos. Probably keep doing things. I'm probably going to go back to doing a less hectic schedule. I'm trying to do less or more with less pressure. There is a better camera coming with a light attached to it, so I'll be able to do better videos. It's just that, like I said, the session has died. My previous webcam died. The hard drive that I had a whole bunch of videos that I pre-made stored on has died. I've just basically had a really bad run with technology. And yeah, so for me, it's kind of a case of, well, I'll get a new webcam, and then I'll go back to shooting regularly scheduled videos, and hopefully I'll get back to shooting regularly scheduled videos. Hey, leave the Lego alone. You know you don't get to bite the Lego. Anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out, and catch you guys on the flip side. Stay safe.